This is Justin AMZN on Wednesday, March 10th, 2021. Taking a look at the 5-minute and looking at the same options I looked at yesterday, the 3150 call and the 2975 put. And what I thought was really interesting looking at these two was just the level that we closed at yesterday. And that level was support at open, broke down, resistance, resistance. And then similarly over here on the put, the high, so not the open price, but the high early on in the day and became support, 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 and then broke down over here. And then it was actually really similar on the 2950 call. So let me zoom in on this. It'll cooperate. It's been thinking hard tonight. Nope, it's not wanting to go. Oh, now it's thinking. It thinks I drew something in there. So I'm going to go with kind of like this low or this high. If you draw it up here, it doesn't really work. But this low, this price around like 750, that was near the high of this candle, and then we came into that low many times throughout here till we broke down. So if you like were watching some of these options, like, oh, hey, we're at that price again, and then just set up a trade, like get in at 750, get out at 3 hours later is 1050. And actually would have worked really well. Didn't quite make it up to 11. If you bought at 8 and got out at 11, I guess it would have maybe worked here and didn't work here and then did work here. So you could have done the same trade. I love when these show up, and I rarely take it because I'm like thinking, oh, it'll pull back further, I'll get stopped out. And it's just like having the discipline to go through and just set up the exact same trade and win on it. So buy at 750, stop at 650, get out at 1050. It would have worked. Let's see, the high there, no, it would not work there. So 1, 2, I guess maybe. So I'm going to call 1, 2, 3 times to get 3 R's. That would have been, 9R. And then if you tried it again here, where this was actually a little different. So this is actually where it was breaking through the 21 and holding above. So that was this, let's see, this candle. So this candle actually was the one that broke down on the put and broke out further. I mean, this candle kind of did a similar thing here, but it didn't have the plunge on the put. So we pretty much ran into the 21 all day until here we broke through and stayed above. And then back over here, we were making lower lows until then we didn't and kind of reversed here. So some really clean lines, really clean movements. So both of these options were about 100 points away from kind of the main meat of the day through here, the main price action. And so that, I guess, was comfortable for a Wednesday. I would like to have been a little bit closer, but the options just get that much more expensive. So if we go and look at like the 3100, which is that much closer, I'm going to draw that. So this put in a low late in the day around 10. So it's just much more expensive. It's harder to get $100 risk when you're trading something that's, at one point in the day was in the money. It just didn't give up that much premium. It was much more expensive earlier, obviously, but it had the same kind of pattern with, I don't know if it's a pattern, but just the same levels happening with the close price, support, broke through support, turned into resistance, 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 didn't quite get up as high, resistance here. So when you see this happening on an option that's more expensive, go further out of the money and see if the same thing is happening and what you could do to trade it. And, like the 3,000 put, I typed something wrong. What did I type? That was weird. 12P. Okay, I mistyped something. All right, so this, so it didn't quite, so you get these lows, that was a little too low. This high here, that ran into these prices. That didn't work as well. This was more of like kind of a slope like this. And then actually that was a nice slope there. I want to try and match the angle a little bit. So you can draw a little bit of a channel here. So, you know, that's closer to, didn't get at the money. It was out of the money all day. A little different than the 3,100. That was actually in the money to start the day. But just look for these patterns to happen. The options that have higher volume are usually going to have this kind of a, you know, trend action. They're going to have some things similar to what you would expect to see on the stock. So here's another little downtrend, you know. So it broke through here, oh, did the same thing when it hit the 21. That was a good place to, you know, be out of the call, and a good time to be getting into some puts. It's just a matter of finding the right put, finding the right value of the put at the right level, and just riding the 21 all the day long down worked really well. So didn't really have like a particular setup to say, oh, you know, that was the best trade of the day. But I mean, you know, like looking for these values, looking for where things are moving. You know, we ran up, you know, earlier in the day, the 21 was on the daily was a little bit higher. And then it came back down lower, obviously, as the day was coming to a close, and we were way down here. You know, that's when it pulled basically the 21 exponential, because it's incorporating today's close at you know, the current time until the close actually comes in. So it wasn't really this close. We weren't this close to getting there. What I did really think was interesting with the level we hit today, right through 3,100, is we're coming back into kind of some of these lows. So this was a much needed retest. This is about an 8% move back up. So from the high here down to the low here was about 16% down. We just went 8% back up. You know, sorry, we went 8% up, not 8% back up. That would have been cutting the 16% in half. So, you know, so I'm the percentages work funny, but dollar amount down did not equal 50% of the dollar amount back up. It was a percentage wise 8% up. But we just came right back up into this level that was support and broke down. And now we're going to see if it's resistance. If we can get a close above this, I think we'll chop around a little bit, you know, get into the 21 for a couple days like we've done over here. We held below it before we broke out, you know. I think we could hold around the 21 for a couple days and then break out. But if we continue to hold this as resistance and then roll over, we still have the possibility to roll back down here and do a double bottom, or to go down even further. But this, I mean, 3,100 is a good level to get back up to. I was originally looking for it to hold, and then it broke down, and then gave us a nice retest, and then broke down. And here's our retest. You know, we had a bullish gap and go that actually went bullish, and now we got a bullish retest gap that just got us back up to a level of resistance. So I'm going to be cautiously bullish here. You know, I wasn't really expecting this kind of a selling all day. I thought, okay, it should have a little bit more bullishness to it. This hasn't been, you know, a huge move for Amazon like some other companies have had, but it did end up holding below the 21 most of the day, and then went sideways. So we'll see what happens the rest of the week. If we can get a little bit of a pennant in here and go sideways a little bit, let the 5 and the 21 kind of converge a little bit in here, I think that'd be really nice. I don't know if it'll happen, but if we can even get a little bit of bullishness, I want to see stronger bullishness than we had back up here, because this was just getting us set up for some trouble. This was bullishness with, you know, kind of a lot of doubt, and then we ended up just collapsing lower. So we'll see if we can V bottom out of here. I don't think that'll happen. I think we're going to chop a little bit. We need to rest a little bit more and let some of the premium get sucked out of some of these options, and really give us some really good entry points. So hope this helps. This is just AMZN. Thanks.